Kotlin is an excellent choice for penetration testing and red teaming due to its conciseness, strong JVM ecosystem integration, access to powerful Java libraries, great tooling, and the ability to compile to native executables, Kotlin native, which can be crucial for stealth and avoiding JVM dependencies on target systems. Here are some exciting project ideas, ranging from beginner to advanced, leveraging Kotlin for penetration testing and red teaming. Exciting Kotlin project ideas for penetration testing and red teaming. Advanced Network Scanner, Port, Service, and Vulnerability Discovery. Description: go beyond a basic Nmap wrapper. Develop a high-performance network scanner that not only identifies open ports, but also performs banner grabbing, service enumeration, e.g. HTTP methods, SMB shares, SSH versions, and potentially basic vulnerability checks, e.g. default credentials for common services, weak SSL, TLS configurations. Key Kotlin features: coroutines for highly concurrent and efficient scanning of many hosts and ports simultaneously without blocking threads. Kotlin native for low-level socket programming and non-blocking I/O. Data classes and sealed classes to model scan results, service fingerprints, and discovered vulnerabilities cleanly. Regex and string manipulation for parsing banners and identifying service versions. Complexity, intermediate. Potential enhancements: OS fingerprinting, integration with vulnerability databases, CVEs, custom scriptable checks, support for various protocols, TCP, UDP, ICMP. Cross-platform C2, command and control framework. Description: build a lightweight, flexible C2 framework with a server component, Kotlin JVM, and client implants, Kotlin NAME for Windows, Linux, macOS. The framework should allow agents to beacon back, receive commands, execute them, and exfiltrate data. Key Kotlin features: KTOR, server and client, for robust HTTP/WebSocket communication between the C2 server and implants. Kotlin native, to compile stealthy, self-contained implants that don't require a JVM on the target. Kotlin serialization, for efficient and type-safe serialization/deserialization of commands and results, e.g. JSON protocol buffers. Coroutines, for managing multiple agent connections and asynchronous tasking on the server. File I/O and Process API, for implant capabilities like file transfer, command execution, and directory listing. Complexity, advanced. Potential enhancements: encrypted communications, TLS/custom crypto, domain fronting, peer-to-peer communication between agents, custom tasking DSL, multi-user support, evasion techniques, obfuscation, process injection, web application fuzzer and scanner. Description: create a tool to automatically discover vulnerabilities in web applications. This could include fuzzing parameters for SQL injection, XSL, LFI, SSRF, or scanning for misconfigurations, exposed endpoints, and insecure headers. Key Kotlin features: KTOR client, for making robust HTTP requests. Coroutines, to send multiple requests concurrently and speed up fuzzing. HTML parsers, e.g. JSON via JVM interrupt, for analyzing responses and extracting links and forms. DSLs, domain-specific languages, to find custom fuzzing rules, payloads, and vulnerability detection patterns. String manipulation and regex, for payload generation and response analysis. Complexity, intermediate. Potential enhancements: headless browser integration, e.g. Selenium/Puppeteer via JVM, authenticated scanning, stateful session management, custom payload generators, vulnerability reporting, integration with Burp Suite/SAP extensions. Stealthy persistence mechanism creator, Kotlin native. Description: develop a tool that generates and installs various persistence mechanisms on target Windows, Linux/macOS systems, compiled to native executables to minimize footprint. Think scheduled tasks, service installations, startup folder entries, registry run keys, Windows, cron jobs, Linux, launch agent/daemons, macOS. Key Kotlin features: Kotlin native, essential for generating OS-specific binaries and interacting directly with OS APIs, e.g. WinAPI, macOS/ELF manipulation libraries. File I/O, for writing persistence files and modifying configurations. Process execution, to run commands like schedule tasks or system control. Complexity, advanced, especially OS API interaction. Potential enhancements: obfuscation of generated code, anti-analysis techniques, self-deletion, C2 integration to trigger persistence remotely. Credential harvester and phishing toolkit. Description: a comprehensive toolkit for social engineering. This could include a web server to host convincing fake login pages, e.g. O365, internal portals, a mail server component to send phishing emails, and a backend to log captured credentials and victim interactions. Key Kotlin features: KTOR server, to host phishing pages and API endpoints for data logging. HTML templating engines, e.g. Thymely, FreeMarker via JVM, for dynamic and customizable phishing pages. Java Mail API via JVM, for sending realistic-looking phishing emails. SQLite/Postgres integration, to store captured credentials, victim data, and campaign statistics. Coroutines, to handle multiple concurrent victim interactions. Complexity, intermediate. Potential enhancements: link tracking, URL shorteners, multi-factor authentication simulations, credential relay capabilities, automated campaign management, custom payload generator and encoder/obfuscator. Description: a tool that generates various shellcode or executable payloads, e.g. reverse shells, bind shells, file downloaders, and applies encoding, encryption, or simple obfuscation techniques to evade basic antivirus or EDR detections. Key Kotlin features: string manipulation and byte arrays for working with raw shellcode and applying transformations, cryptography libraries, JVMs built-in or third-party like Tink for encryption/decryption of payloads, Kotlin native for executable generation, create small custom loader executables that decrypt and execute the embedded payload, DSLs, define different payload types and encoding chains, complexity, intermediate to advanced, depending on obfuscation complexity, potential enhancements, polymorphic shellcode generation, anti-debugging tricks, custom packing algorithms, integration with existing shellcode frameworks, AD enumeration and attack tool. Description: a command line tool or UI tool to enumerate Active Directory users, groups, computers, and shares. It could also implement common AD attacks like curb roasting, AS revesting, or bloodhound data correction. Key Kotlin features: JVM's LDAP libraries for querying Active Directory, Apache Directory LDAP API via JVM, a more robust client for LDAP interactions, Kotlin serialization for parsing and presenting AD object data, Process API for executing external tools like Mimikatz if used locally, Kotlin native for a lightweight CLI, compile a self-contained binary that performs specific AD queries, complexity, intermediate, potential enhancements, graph visualization of AD relationships like Bloodhound, password spray attacks, support for various authentication methods, Kerberos and TLM, process memory injector, Kotlin native. Description: a tool, primarily for Windows, that can inject custom shellcode or DLLs into remote processes. This is a crucial technique for privilege escalation, lateral movement, and defense evasion. Key Kotlin features: Kotlin native, absolutely essential for interacting directly with low-level Windows APIs, e.g. open process, virtual allocates, write process memory, create remote thread, pointers, and memory manipulation. Kotlin native provides capabilities to work with memory addresses. Complexity, advanced, requires deep understanding of OS internals. Potential enhancements: various injection techniques, APC, reflective DLL loading, obfuscation of injected code, bypassing EDR hooks. Getting started with Kotlin for security projects. IDE, IntelliJ IDEA Community Edition is free, provides excellent Kotlin support. Built tools: Gradle, recommended, or Maven. Key library/frameworks: KTOR, for building web servers, REST APIs, and HTTP clients. Kotlin serialization, for JSON, protocol buffers, etc. Kotlin serialization, for JSON, protocol buffers, etc. Kotlin's coroutines, for asynchronous and concurrent programming. JNA/JNR, for calling native libraries from JVM, if not using Kotlin native directly. Apache Directory LDAP API, a more robust client for LDAP interactions. JSOP, HTML parser. SQLite, type-safe SQL binaries for SQLite, great for local data storage. Tink, Google's cryptography library. Kotlin native, explore the official documentation for compiling to native executables. This will be a game changer for many red teaming tools. Ethical hacking disclaimer: these project ideas are intended for educational purposes and ethical penetration testing within legally authorized scope. Always obtain explicit written permission before performing any security testing on systems or networks you do not own or have permission to test. Unauthorized access or activities are illegal and unethical. Use your skills responsibly.